YPO, we're back in the YPO hub in Davos, this time with one of our peers, Rachmat Kaimuddin. Rachmat is the Deputy Minister for Infrastructure and Transport, and very interesting path of life because he put a unicorn on the stock market in Indonesia, Bukalapak, and yet now he's a leading servant of the Indonesian government. Indonesia is an amazing, fast-growing market, large economy, largest population in Southeast Asia. Rachmat, what are the sectors and segments of investment for YPOers at the moment as Indonesia is truly open for business?
Yeah, of course, everything is open for business in Indonesia, as long as it's legit. And I think fellow YPOers in Indonesia, as you know, Indonesian chapter is quite busy, so I think as YPO members are very familiar with Indonesian market. But if you think about what is the most top of mind currently is that right after our G20, we discuss about healthcare. Of course, because of pandemic, so a lot of attention's being put there, and all energy transition is very big thing. And Indonesia is actually very blessed with both the natural resources. We have significant critical minerals in Indonesia. Nickel, cobalt, manganese, and others, right? Plus, also big market. As you said, we have big population. We are the largest automotive markets in the region, in ASEAN, both on two-wheelers and four-wheelers. We have 20 million cars, 120 million motorcycles today that needs to be converted somehow into EVs. Or non-emission vehicles if we want to reach our net zero, which we are very committed to. So that's a very big thing. And of course, the basic ones, infra and others, are still big things for us. We also want to continue downstreaming our natural resources, both like minerals, ores, bauxite, copper, nickels, and whatnot. We want to build renewable energy as well. So yeah, plenty of opportunity in Indonesia.
Great. I did, of course, some research, and I found an article where you explained in Indonesia that as a young child, you wanted to be a leading servant. You wanted to lead your country. It's a big transition to bring a unicorn and put it on the stock, and yet suddenly do a turnaround and become a civil servant. Can you share with us your personal leadership journey, the triggers? And
yeah. Sure, for sure. First of all, I have to say it's a family trait, being a civil servant. My dad is a civil servant, but he already passed away. But afterwards, after college and whatnot, the most practical way for a young man to make a living is in the private sector. So I started as a consultant and then continued doing my MBA. Came back, working private equity, and then get a lot of opportunities to lead companies. But a couple of things also keep in mind that when in high school, I got a scholarship from the government. I get selected to one of these magnet schools that the country give full scholarship. And at that time, I already told myself that at some point I want to give back to the country. And in 2020, I got an opportunity to run Bukalapak. It was a very satisfying job. We got to create a platform for millions of SMEs to make a living, basically, to do business. And then we got we are very lucky and blessed to get an opportunity to put that into stock market and become the largest IPO in the history of Indonesia at that time in 2021. Wow. Right after that, my boss realized, saw that news and said, "Hey, Rachmat, I saw that you finished your IPO. I think it's time for you to fulfill your old promise to work for me. What say you?" And I was like thinking about it. I was like, I have no more reason to postpone this. And I think Indonesia is in good leadership. The president, the ministers, the administration is doing a great job, and I want to be part of it.
Great, wonderful. Now let's talk about Davos, where we're here. And if you had to take one of the topics of Davos, and if you had to select one which is really for you the most important one that is impacting today the planet, and if you had to work out with one thing that is being achieved here in this World Economic Forum, what would it be?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now we are in Davos. You see, it's very beautiful snow and whatnot, right? So I think we want to continue skiing at some point in this beautiful place. So I think the key topic is about energy transition or decarbonization or climate change, whatever flavor that you want to do. I think it's impacting everyone one way or the other, and there's a lot of still different degrees of understanding of all this, and of course some of these climate change come from our activities in the past. So we get to be responsible to turn it back. If we can turn back, we cannot turn back the clock, but maybe we can do something to reduce the emission. So I sometimes mention to my friends, my peers, is that this is like all humans at some point are like brothers or sisters. We are family in this humanity, right? So everyone has to be responsible. You have to help each other. But of course, as a family, there are the older people, the adult, the young babies. You gotta the big ones have to take care of the young ones first until they reach maturity. So those kind of maybe climate justice is something that we need to continue having conversations, do partnerships. But the big issue is about is that this climate change is real and we have to do something about it.
Clear. And with leaders like you in such an important country, Indonesia, and the footprint, you're going to make a difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rachmat, it was great to have you. Wipe you up in Davos.